with Director of Communications for Epilepsy Toronto, Lee Schofield, and epilepsy member, Vernita Lees. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Oh, thank you very much. We're always grateful for an opportunity to raise awareness about epilepsy, so thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Maybe you could start by telling us exactly what epilepsy is.
Epilepsy is diagnosed in a person who'll have more than one seizure. And epilepsy is a term that refers to people who have seizures, and seizures are caused by electrical bursts in the brain, abnormal electrical discharges.
Okay. And Vernita, you have epilepsy, correct?
Yes, I have epilepsy.
And how has that affected your life?
Well, I've had epilepsy since I was a child, since I was about 11 years old, and I'm 47 now.
Wow.
So I've pretty much had it my whole life. And I worked most of my life, and I've been in beauty pageants, I've been a model and an actress, and I had to stop most of that. I worked for 15 years as a counselor, social worker, and I had to give up all the modeling and acting so that they could research. I used to live in the States, and I came up here, and they have helped me a lot in Canada.
Okay. With our healthcare program, right?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we're very lucky. Now, what about Epilepsy Toronto? Maybe you could tell us about your organization and how it's helped you, Vernita.
Well, Epilepsy Toronto has been around for 50 years, and we provide services for people in Toronto who have epilepsy. And we have a wide range of programs. We help people to find employment. We have adult services that help people with recreational programs. We do training to police and the TTC on how to respond properly if someone has a seizure. We have a youth and children's services program that goes into schools and provides education to teachers and helps if there's a child in a school who has epilepsy, our counselor will go in and talk to the parents and talk to the teachers and the classmates about that child's condition, and just a full range of services that we provide for people to try and improve their quality of life and meet everybody's needs.
And have you found them very helpful, Vernita?
Very much so. A few years ago, well, actually, not few, it was about 18 to 20 years ago, I was looking for someone to help me in my personal life.
Right.
And I looked all over the city, and we looked up online and found Epilepsy Toronto, went down there, and Tim Norse said, why don't you come in here, pointed to the recreational programs and job finding club, and I did those things. I found a couple of jobs that I could do part-time.
Oh, great.
And some social programs.
Aspects as well, yeah.
Yeah, so I found a lot of friends, and I'm a member, as is my husband.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wow, that's great that you guys are helping so much and make such a difference in people's lives that maybe, as you said, felt like there was nowhere to go.
Yes, but now there is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, there's 1 in 100 people have epilepsy. So if you know 100 people, you know somebody who has epilepsy. In Toronto alone, there's 30,000 people. So there's a great need out there, and Epilepsy Toronto has done a great job of fine-tuning programs that are very well tailored to the rather unique needs of a person with epilepsy. It's such a range of impacts that it's not a simple case of putting out one particular program or one particular approach. And I think we've done a good job of keeping that spectrum, aware when we're providing these kinds of services.
Now, I don't actually know a lot of people that have epilepsy, but I would like to know that I could tell if somebody was having a seizure and then how I could help in a situation like that.
Well, excuse me.
Of course, yeah. Have some water.
Alrighty. Well, there's different kinds of seizures, of course. I mean, I think most people when they think about epilepsy, the first thing that comes into their mind is somebody becoming unconscious and having a convulsive seizure.
Yes.
And in fact, that's just one of many kinds of seizures that can happen.
Okay.
There's a full range of seizures, from a person having an absent seizure, which we used to call a petit mal seizure, and that causes the person to become blank for just a count of a minute, to a partial seizure where the person might have some repetitive actions or smacking their lips, to indeed the more commonly thought of seizure for epilepsy, which is to become unconscious. So generally, what we say to people is, if you see somebody having a seizure, the first thing is don't panic.
Okay.
You know, most people really panic when they see it, and indeed it can be a bit scary for the observer, but for the person having the seizure, this has happened to them before.
Right.
It's only going to last for a couple of minutes. Keep the person's head safe. If their head is on the ground, if you could put something soft under the head, keep them away from sharp objects. And then when the person, the most important thing I should say, just to backtrack a minute, is don't put anything in a person's mouth.
Okay.
That's a huge myth.
Okay.
I mean, isn't it true? I mean, so many people still have that idea that you put a spoon in the person's mouth.
So wrong.
Absolutely, don't do that. And don't restrain the person. Let the seizure run its course. It's only going to last a minute or two.
Hold it down thing.
Yeah, you could actually hurt the person.
Okay.
So it's best to just stay calm.
Yep.
Keep their head safe, keep objects away from the person. If they're having a partial seizure where they are still conscious but they're moving around, just gently guide the person away from any dangerous area. And then call 911 only if the seizure lasts more than 5 minutes, if it's the first time they've had a seizure, if they don't come out of the seizure properly and regain consciousness and are no longer confused. And there's some other criteria for calling 911. I strongly encourage everybody to go to our website, epilepsytoronto.org, find out more. But in general, the idea is to just be reassuring.
Yeah.
Because when the person comes to, they'll be a bit disoriented.
Yeah, I come out of a lot of seizures, and I'm very, very confused.
Yeah.
And I might say, who are you? Who are you?
Right.
And then I might bounce back with a medication I've been taking recently, because nothing was working for me, but I've been taking a medication called Vimpat lately, and I bounce back right away.
Right.
And it doesn't take long at all, and I'll know where I am, I'll know who's talking to me and what's going on, and there's no reason to panic.
Yeah.
And I can say,
the support is
talk.
there. And yeah.
But you need to tell someone who is not taking Vimpat.
Yeah.
But I strongly suggest that a lot of people do take it if they can.
That's good.
But if somebody is confused, just gently talk to them and say to them, listen, Vernita, that's my name.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Stay calm.
Everything's okay. Right. We're in your house. We're just going to sit on the couch now, and why don't you have a drink of water? Let's watch some TV, and just talk to them and let them do what they would like.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. I did not know that. I feel so much more informed. For people at home, for more information, you can go to www.epilepsytoronto.org and hear some more information on Epilepsy Toronto.